Hello, everyone, for OneWrestling.com. This is Bill Apter, and sit down. We're not ready yet. And I'm just, hey, if I look a little disheveled, it's very early in the morning. We are here in Waterloo, Iowa, and I'm in the hotel room of the National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion. Check out the belt right there. He keeps it right by his side. Colt Cabana. And since we don't have a cameraman, I'm going to ask you to hold the mic here.
Cameraman, zoom.
Zoom, yeah.
I've got the mic, and I always welcome Bill Apter into my bedroom.
Well, thank you. We're not touching that. We're not touching that.
No, we're not touching anything.
First of all, and hopefully, yeah, that's good. Hey, bring the mic right over here. All right. First of all, let's discuss the National Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Championship. The lineage of that: Dory Funk Jr., Jack Briscoe, Harley Race, Ric Flair. Tell it now. It's kind of a stupid question, like how do you feel about this? But the level where the NWA is now and where it was back then. Let's discuss that.
Yeah, of course. And I always, in my jokingly way, of course, we all know that I'm a jokester, Bill, right?
As am I.
Yeah, and so I'm always like, Harley Race, Ric Flair, Lou Thez, and now Colt Cabana. That's how I always kind of get my laugh out of it. But in reality, it's such an honor. It's such an honor and privilege to sit here as, 1948, this title has been around. It's been around all around the world. And now I'm one of those guys taking it around the world. So, and those guys were travelers, and they were journeymen and globetrotters. And I consider myself that new era. Same thing. I'm a journeyman. I'm a traveler. I'm a globetrotter. I'm always on the airplanes. I'm never at home. And as an independent wrestler who's not contracted to anybody, except now with the NWA title, I feel it's not been. It's not in this era of wrestling. It's not really being done. And for me to be able to make that lifestyle and livelihood by traveling around the world, I think I'm the perfect fit as the NWA champion. And I think it's great that I'm able to hold this title, and I'm doing so well with it right now, especially with the Adam Pearce 7 Levels of Hate and the best of 7 series that we're doing. I think we're adding a lot to bring back the credibility to this title that maybe it was taken down a couple pegs for a couple years.
Now, when we're talking about credibility of the title, Colt, we're talking about, of course, the large federations being labeled sports entertainment. You guys are still out there pushing, well, we're not entertainment, we are pro wrestling. So
yeah, well, what's funny about me is everyone knows me as I am an entertainer. I love the idea of entertaining, and I love the idea of having fun in professional wrestling. But at the end of the day, I'm a trained professional wrestler, and years of wrestling all around the country, years of wrestling in England and Japan, and wrestling all around the world. This is what I do best, and so for me, to put my style of wrestling, which I'm very proud of, a different hybrid style of wrestling that not many people do, or I think can even touch in terms of the giddiness and the wackiness in the ring. I back it up 100%, and I do believe the base of it, of course, is professional wrestling and catch as catch can, and hold for hold, and move for move, and toe for toe. So I'm not embarrassed to put my wrestling skills up against any champion out there. And let's talk about the different champions out there. Let's talk about them. CM Punk, Austin Aries, Kevin Steen. These are the other probably 3 biggest world champions going today in the United States of America, and these are guys who I grew up wrestling with all throughout my whole, this is my 14th year in wrestling. Punk and I were tag team champions together. Aries and I, did many battles over the ROH title and many battles just in Ring of Honor and around the independents in general, and so we're all on the same level. It's all the same guys. And
some of you have more TV than the others.
Yeah, some of them have more TV, but that's fine. I have the internet. I'm very proud of the internet, and not only that, I have the nationally, I'm wrestling around the world, so I do have TV around the world in different countries, but I do have my following with my podcast, The Art of Wrestling, and my YouTube show, and all that stuff, and I'm very proud of that, and I think it's just as powerful, but I think the connection is more and deeper to my fans than maybe some of them have on their giant national level.
Yeah. Now, what I want to talk about is, of course, everyone knows your friendship and your competitive spirit with CM Punk. He's at the top of the world at the WWE, and there's always the comments that the matches that you and he wrestled, and again, I'm big fan of your matches with him. Why haven't they not done that in the WWE? So now that we're face to face here, really face to face, spill your feelings about this whole thing, where so many other guys are getting in there. Bryan Danielson, of course, who everybody said he can't even utter a sentence, and look what they've done with him. But give us your feeling on why you're not there.
Oh, that's...
Because people ask me sometimes,
yeah,
gee, how come you're not on their TV, Bill?
Right.
As a broadcaster.
And
so.
You probably get fed up a little bit because it's like, what? I don't know. And I don't know either. But the great thing now about where I'm at in my career, in my life, yes, Punk and I, we've wrestled together and tagged in over, 300 matches, from 1999 to 2006 or 2005 or whatever. And we travel the roads together, and we're best friends. And you can see me on his upcoming DVD in October. It releases Best in the World. And, I was there.
Did they bring you to Connecticut?
We did a WrestleMania weekend.
That's great.
Yeah, so when I was down there, and, we specifically, and they were told, like, you can have whoever you want on this DVD. And he said, I want Colt. And they were like, okay. For a lot of other things, they're like, no, Colt cannot be a part of this. But I think for his specific DVD, he was like, yeah, okay, you can have Colt. And I can't answer this question. I don't know why I'm not there. And I don't ponder it. The great thing about where I'm at right now in my career, in my life, is I have my little company. It's tiny. It's minute, but it's mine. I can't fire myself from my company. I got fired from WWE, and it was hurtful. My dreams were taken away from me, and it was one of the saddest times in my life. Now I have my company. I've built my own thing. I remember being backstage when all the developmental wrestlers were backstage at WWE show, and John Laurinaitis was there, and he said, I think all the OVW guys got in trouble, and he said, I want you to get fired, and I want you to prove me wrong, and I want you to go to TNA, or I want you to go somewhere else and prove me wrong and say that you're a commodity, and then we'll bring you back. Well, well, the great thing is I've proved them wrong, and I know I'm a commodity because I have my fans, and you know what? Maybe if they want to take me back, maybe we'll have to talk a little bit, because I have my fans, I have my company, I have my life, and I'm in my studio apartment every day shipping merchandise by myself. The people at the post office know me. My fans know me. They know how hard I've struggled and where to get. And so for the first time in my career, I'm not wondering or praying, please WWE, sign me. I'm doing my life. I'm living my life. I'm a pro wrestler on the travel. I'm always busy. I do my podcast. I do my comedy, my YouTube shows, and I defend the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. I sing karaoke with Bill. So I can't answer why I'm not there. I can't answer that. That's out of my control. Somebody else's decision. What isn't my decision, what I can't control, is my career and my life on the internet and in wrestling. And I'm proud of it, and I think I'm doing great. My mom's very proud of me too.
Well,
so
it's always nice to have a mom that's proud. Tell us before we go here, what you say your fans know you. What's the one thing that the fans don't know about you?
Oh, well, there's a lot of stuff I could divulge. I make my own singlets for the most part. I sew my own singlets, and I sew my own headbands, and I'm a bit of a seamster, I guess.
So you were actually probably born to be in the garment industry in New York.
Maybe, yeah, just like you. My father was in the apparel industry for 25, 30 years. And, so there was a wrestler named Crew Jones out of Atlanta, and in about 2002, 2003, we both talked about how we want to learn how to sew as wrestlers because it's getting really expensive, and his mother-in-law taught him how to sew, and he came back and he taught me how to sew, and I've been doing it ever since, almost 10 years.
Wow, that's great. Okay, So there is a fact about Colt Cabana that you might not have known. Colt Cabana, I always end with see you at the matches, but I'm not on camera right now.
Yeah.
Would you mind?
Well, before, please go to welovecolt.com for my podcast, coltmerch.com for any of the, buy my shirts are really cool. I think you guys will really like them. And I have the Wrestling Road Diaries, the movie me and WWE's Daniel Bryan made about traveling the independent roads. It was a documentary. It's been doing great. I think you guys would love it as wrestling fans. That's available at coltmerch.com. My Twitter, @Colt Cabana. And I'll tell you what, I'll see you at the matches.
I couldn't have done that any better.
I know.